This is Tom Rust for TRSB Sports. Today, delighted to be joined by pro boxer Jordan Purkiss. How are you, mate?
I'm very good, thanks. Yourself?
Yeah, all good, thank you, mate. Now that you've told me about why the cars are dirty today, solved the mystery, so thanks for that.
That's right. No worries.
Perfect. But, mate, first things first, congratulations. A professional fight, I think last Friday, 11th of March, another win, 3-0. Tell me
Yep.
about the fight, mate.
It was a good fight. It was a day weigh-in. I met the geezer probably approximately 3 o'clock. Obviously, we did the face-off, but I just said to him, "Good luck," and I'll see you at the fight. And then I see him a few times before the fight at the venue. I just wished him best of luck again. When we was warming up, a few people noticed he was watching me warm up, and then went to the ring and. Yeah, he was tough. Don't get me wrong; he's a very very tough opponent. But the first 2 rounds, I dominated him. He barely threw a punch, and my team and a few people said I got too complacent. And it's the first time in my entire life, inside and outside of boxing, that I've been knocked down. I threw a backhand and. It didn't land and it was sluggish. I put my hand back, but I didn't actually put it back. I put it down a little bit, and he'd thrown a backhand at the same time as I threw a backhand. But we both missed each other. But he came back with a left hook, and he caught me. I went down, but literally instantly I come back up. I've never had that before. I didn't know what to do. They've always told me if you ever go down, look at us, wait for the 8 count, and then get up. But where it's never happened, I've never experienced it. I did it. I got straight up. I looked at Will, went back to my corner, and I looked at him. But this was, it was a good thing and a bad thing. A bad thing for my pride because I've never been knocked down. A good thing because it made him want to hurt me. Soon as if you watch the fight or anyone watches the fight back, soon as he's knocked me down, he gets some wild streak that he tries to stop me, and it makes the fight even. Like it makes it better for me because I can actually showcase my skills and deal with someone that's firing back. And then from onwards, I did everything I needed to do, and then dominated for the rest of it.
Was you hurt after the knockdown?
No, never, not at all. And that's another thing that annoyed me so much because I can picture it right now. It caught me, and my head went back, and as I was going down, I was like, "Oh shit!" Soon my foot and my other foot come underneath me. I put my hand down and pushed myself straight back up. And I was like, I was trying to think. I had so many friends and family, loads of people supporting me. I was thinking, oh no. But I was never hurt, never at all. Went back to the corner, just stared at Will, and then I see him come straight at him, ran at me almost, started trying to hurt me, and then like obviously if he had hurt me, I might have not dealt with him, but he didn't hurt, and then I did what I had to do and got the win.
You say it almost like fueled his fire. You know, obviously got a bit of success, saw you go down. Then obviously I take it he wanted to maybe get you out of there. For people that weren't at the fight, what was the last few rounds like after the knockdown?
I literally dominated the whole time. I've even spoke to him after because after the fight we clashed heads in the 5th round and I had to have stitches, and we did plan on having a picture and like have a drink with each other after, but he had to go back to Manchester and I was getting stitches, and then when I went to see him he'd already gone, so he found me on Facebook. We've been messaging each other and he complimented me. He said, "Carl, what a fighter you are." He said, like you've caught me with some proper big shots, and I complimented him as well. I said, "You're the first person in my entire life to knock me down." I said, so fair play to you. Thank you for taking the fight. And and I admire him the fact that he's fighting so much. He's fighting another since our fight. I think he's got another 3 booked in already. So very busy, and he's tough. He is tough, and he comes across as he's upfront and arrogant. But when we were messaging each other, both complimenting each other, big paragraphs, and he seems like a nice fella. So yeah.
I suppose as well though, before a fight, you don't want to show any weakness or any kindness. I suppose after the fight, it's easier to you know, be nice and send you messages because, you know, you've been there, you've done it, you know, you've had your fight. When you reflect back on it, do you feel like, you know, you weren't being complacent? Do you think maybe you felt it was too easy, so you weren't as switched on as you needed to be?
Yeah. I've watched it back a few times, and I've watched the knockdown a lot. Yeah, I would say that because it was so easy in the first 2 rounds, I come out and I just thought, oh, like even whatever I throw, he's not really going to do anything back. And now, as soon as I've watched it, I see what I did wrong, and I see what he did right. And then my manager and both my trainers, even a few other people have said it's probably a good thing that happened, especially early on in the career. You even said that to me earlier,
Yeah.
when we had a phone call. You said that it's good that it's happened early on in your career and that it's not in a title fight or something like that, which is, of course, true. But obviously, at the same time, it's still disheartening for me that it's happened, you know. But listen, I still won, got the job done. You watch it back, it doesn't affect me. As soon as he does it, I get up straight away. And then once he tries to do me or whatever he does, I don't even know what he does. I think he tries to throw two big shots, and then he holds me, and then he pulls me to his corner, and then I don't know, just the ref breaks us up or something like that. Don't get me wrong. Listen, as I said to you a few hours ago, he did dirty things, but it's no different to what we've been taught as well. Because they always say to you, at the end of the day, it's a fight. So I respected that he's so good at using his dirty tactics because he gets away with them so much. He had about 4 talkings to in the fight and not 1 point taken off, and he knows what to do. So, and for me to not lose my head, a lot of people were saying after, oh, the punch, I want to punch him in the face, I want to find him. And I was like, how did you do with it? And I was like, you're a bigger man than me, but listen, it's a fight. It ain't like obviously there's
It's not a game of
rules, but
chess, is it?
yeah, exactly. If you can get away with these things, and clearly he knows that he can, so well, fair play to him. Well done, you know. So
Well, mate, you know, you say about being knocked down. Tyson Fury, you know, has been knocked down before, so I think if he can get knocked down, you can. It sounds like the only thing that was hurting that fight was your pride.
yeah, of course, 100%. But
And
listen, you know what it is as well. It's the fact that I know some of the people that he's been in with, and I know that he hasn't knocked them down, and I know that I'm tougher than them, I'm stronger than them, I can hit harder than them. It's just obviously that it happened, and I know you just said, "Oh, Tyson Fury's knocked down," but look at the people that knocked him down. Look at Deontay Wilder, like one of the most powerful punchers in the world, you know. But listen, mixture of a few things, off balance. We fell asleep a little bit, and I know to never fall asleep again. You know, for them 6 rounds or whatever, 8 rounds, 10 rounds, I will be switched on the whole way through.
well, that's the thing, mate. You know, before that fight, you were 2-0. I think one of those fights, you knock your opponent out as well. So it's not like you've got hundreds of rounds under your belt. It's your third fight. You know, and if you would have been 15-0 and it had happened, maybe a different story. But you know, you're the only one that went in there. So I know you've got mixed emotions about the fight. You know, you're happy that you won, but you're clearly disappointed in yourself that, you know, you were knocked down. But again, I feel like it'd probably be an invaluable lesson for you going forward.
Yeah, 100%, 100%. There's a few factors as well. The fact that it's my first official fight for MTK. There's a lot of people. I had sold a lot of tickets, and I had a lot of additional people come. And obviously, it was my hometown, so I thought, oh, it has to be an immaculate performance. But a lot of people do say I'm too hard on myself because I try to be perfect all the time. But it was obviously there's a mixed emotion. I'm happy I've got the win. That's 3-0, but looking at it, there's a lot of other people that are his fault that I know that I can beat, and they've got like unanimous decisions, completely all the points. But listen, if they think they can beat me, then fair play to them. But wait till they fight me, they'll understand.
I think the thing is as well, if you'd have gone in there and, you know, won on points or just knocked him out in the first round, you probably would have thought, yeah, you know, an easy night. At least you've come away and you're probably thinking about things that you want to go away on and think about and improve on. So at least you've got something to come away with. Another fight, just want to talk to you about Jack Hughes, Paul Roberts, the day after for the Southern Area title. I take it you had a close, sort of a close eye, a bit of an interest in that fight.
Yeah. I watched it back. Not the day after. I think it was the morning, the Sunday morning. I think I watched it back. It was a very good fight. Both of them very, very. I was surprised with Paul, to be honest with you. I had it personally. I had it Jack winning by 1 round, but obviously judges and whatever they see differently. But and also another thing, I even said it to Boxing Royalty. I said, Paul on the scales looks a super flyweight. Jack on the scales looks like he could even go lighter. So, but I don't know what their plan is. I don't know what's going on. But yeah, the both of them very tough. Jack, I feel like because of the clash of the heads, it could have it was a lot of times he was dabbing his cuts and things like that, which could be affecting the way he's thinking or what he was doing, blood coming in his eye or whatever not. But yeah, no, it was a very good, entertaining fight, and hopefully I find out what's going on between them two or what's going on next.
If you was to fight either Jack Hughes or Paul Roberts, how would you see both of those fights going?
Personally, see, I don't know with regards to Paul. I've sparred Jack a hell of a lot, and for Jack to get a draw with Paul, it puts me in very good stead to know where the outcome would be for me. And also, this next camp, we're predominantly focusing on strength and power the whole way through. So even that Steven Jackson said I hit very hard, and I've done a lot of shots on him that hurt him, but he's never been stopped. So obviously it's difficult to say, but I believe if that happened with them two, personally, I think a stoppage could happen. But I don't know. I don't know what they're going to do. I want to find out what they're going to do. My manager said to someone the other day who asked him a question in one of them forum things on Instagram, said, "What's next for Jordan?" And he said, "I want me to have one more fight and then go for the Southern Area." But then I don't know what they're doing, because if they're having a rematch, it could take time. So
I think from what Jack said, this was only shortly after the fight, so emotions are high, and he's obviously had time to think about things now. I think he said that he's looking to go down the weight. He's actually on the channel tonight with Shane, so I'm sure you'll see that at some point, and I think you can ask him about that. So there might be a bit of clarity around that. A lot of people were saying at the weigh-in, Paul looked drained. You spoke about your weigh-in and meeting your opponent before the fight. Do you take much from that? Not
at all, especially with their weigh-in. They had a whole 24 hours minimum before they fought. Me and that geezer, we was meant to weigh in at 2:30. We didn't turn up till 3:30, and we was fighting at 9, 9:30. So I only had 4 hours. That's why. But you can get that 4 hours. You can still rehydrate and refuel. Look at in the amateurs. Sometimes I'd weigh in, and half hour later I'd be fighting.
Yeah.
So with regards to Paul having 24 hours. I don't feel like he looked drained. I feel like he looked in very good shape and done well. I feel like Jack could, exactly what you just said, if Jack's agreeing to go down a weight, I 100% agree on that. Even Kieran Duffy, his trainer, said it to me a few times. He said, I actually feel like Jack could be a flyweight. And I personally agree. If he can do that, he's the same size as me, but there's little characteristics that he's got where I've got bigger shoulders, more development. So I feel like he should, if he can, do fly.
Yeah, it'd be interesting to see what he does, whether they get it on again. I think a lot of people there that night would like to see it again. It was a great fight. I don't think a draw particularly helps either of them, but it is almost like you didn't want to see a loser on that night. And I think as well, regardless of what everyone says, like you said earlier, boxing is subjective. It depends on what people are looking out for. But yeah, nevertheless, it was a great fight. So what's next for you, mate? When are you next looking to be out?
was meant to be looking at May, but the other day, like, after the fight, couldn't get the glove off my right hand. So when we finally got it off, it all swelled up. And then, like 2 days later, it was like, all my thumb and my hand was quite severely mashed up. And I normally just leave things like that, but my mum was going mad. She made me go to A&E.
Oh yeah.
So did Will and John. They said, "Oh, just better to be safe than sorry." So I went down there, and the doctor said, or the nurse, whatever he was, said to me, he went, "Why do you think it's broken?" I went, "Because my mum's friend, she's a nurse, and she said it looked broken." She showed it to her mate, who's like a band 6 nurse, and she went, "No, that looks fucked." So she said, I think you should go down there." But I could move it. So I just thought, if I couldn't move it, it doesn't, like, it is what it is. And then when we went down there, the man said to me, why do you think it's broke? And I told him exactly what I just said. And he went, "No, I don't think it's broke because you can move it." He started playing about with it. Well, yeah, that does actually really hurt. And he went, "All right, we'll have an x-ray." I come back and he said, "Yeah, look, it's broke there and there." And I was like, "Brilliant." And then
Nice.
he said, so yeah, he showed me a picture of it, and he's like, "Let me take a picture of it." And then he said, "Yeah, so we have to put you in a cast." Now I've got some weird ass bloody big old sling casty thing on my hand, but the break's here, so it's all irrelevant. But so yeah, but Will said I can still train, do certain things. There's still things we can do in the gym, but it probably would delay things a little bit because I can't exactly spar, I can't exactly do my right hand's my power shot, isn't it? So it's just a little bump in the road, really.
Yeah, mate. You know, you've chosen boxing as a career, mate. There's going to be a few injuries along the way. Just a couple more from me, mate. How was Manchester? I know you was in Manchester watching the football yesterday. Good time.
Yeah, it's very good. Yeah, see, my friend, like one of the boxing managers in our group's got season ticket, and he's done a lot of traveling lately. So he said that we could buy them. So I bought the tickets off him, booked accommodation and the coach and everything. And my friend, he actually supports Man United, so we went up there. I was a neutral. I didn't care. I just wanted to go for the atmosphere and to say that I've seen Ronaldo play, like Griezmann and things like that. So we watched it, and God, the atmosphere was unreal. All these people screaming. They was dominating the first half. I'm not going to lie, and then they just couldn't. End product was crap. It was like they were trying to pass it into goal, but the disheartening thing, all the fans around us, as soon as that goal went in, they all just deflated, and yeah, it just ruined it for them. But he had a good time. He bought a load of like t-shirt and like the brochures and things like that. But listen, I didn't care. No, don't make no difference to me. So it was just something to do, something different. So I just thought, why not?
When Atletico Madrid scored, did you take your coat off and was you standing there with your Arsenal shirt on?
At one point, I said to Craig, they was all going, "United, United." I went, "Shall I start screaming Arsenal?" Please don't, please.
You definitely wouldn't have been on here tonight if you'd have done that.
No, 100%. Even when we were outside, I heard a load of people moaning about Arsenal because if they think they're going to get fourth in the league. So I was like, yeah, I'll stay a bit quiet.
I just feel like this season there's just so many teams that are so inconsistent. I'm a United fan. You know, we saw Ronaldo score a hat trick and we beat Tottenham at the weekend. Then we go and lose this. But Atletico are a good team. Defensively, they're good. But
Very solid.
Just madness at the moment. So much going on in the world of football as well, with what's going on with Chelsea and the rest of the world.
Yeah.
But I'm glad you had a good evening up there, mate. You said earlier on the phone that you had a lot of support for the fight last Friday. Anyone you want to thank before we finish off?
Oh, there's loads of people. Honestly, I couldn't believe it. There's even people in there that I didn't even sell tickets that was there, and I was like, how? But no, I just want to say thank you to everyone that supports me, even the people that can't come. There's so many people that like message me and they say after they want to come to my next one because obviously it's getting bigger and bigger. But no, I just want to say thank you to everyone. Thank you to my sponsors for helping me with where I'm going. Thank you to obviously my management team, MTK. Thank you to Lee Eaton for helping me, and then obviously thank you to Will and John for what they do to me.
How many tickets did you sell in the end?
140, I think.
Cost a lot of ticket, mate, for your third fight.
Yeah, I was very surprised, and could have sold more. But there was more people asking. Even on the day, I had about 10 different people messaging me saying, "You got any tickets left?" But by then, I was switched off mode. I was like,
100%.
sorry, I can't do that. You can try and find some or go to the venue, but for me, I can't. So.
No, of course, day of the fight, you just want to be focused on the fight, not worrying about who's got a ticket and maybe sorting someone out, mate. But listen, mate, we wanted to get you back on tonight. We wanted to do it a little bit sooner, but being quite busy this week. But it's great to get you back on. Congratulations again. Third fight, 3-0, mate. So you're definitely going in the right direction.
Yeah, that's it.
And I hope your hand gets better soon. But yeah, mate, as soon as you got any more fight news, let us know. Well, I'll keep an eye out on your social media anyway.
Yeah, of course. We talk a lot anyway. So yeah, I'll let you know when I know.
Absolutely. All right, mate. Well, you have a good evening, and I appreciate you jumping on, Jordan.
No worries, Tom. Thank you.
Cheers, mate.